what DNA can be, changed. The scripture calls it regeneration. Rewiring your whole gene. Remaking your DNA. Putting back God's nature where it should be. So I just mentioned that to let you know the foundation, authentic manhood builds from that foundation up till we get to where, because it's a four-sided program. You deal with man, his personal transformation. You get to man and his family, man and his workplace. Let me say this. Okay, Revelation chapter 5. I told you I will show you two scriptures. See the second part. And it's important to know why. How and what are very important, but once the why is missing, you can have all the stuff and still lose the essence. So, you're going to be gaining a lot, but it's important to know why. Revelation chapter 5. Let me show you this. Now, you have learned about manhood, four faces. Do you know that that's how God is? He made us in his image. Verse 6, before the throne of God. Now I'm going to give you the four faces of divinity. God also has four faces. God has four dimensions to his being. The way he represents it in the spiritual world is that he created this group of angels that are able to represent his four-dimensional nature. Now, when he made Adam, he carried all that and put in him. Finally, he decided that it's time to get a woman out. And I will show you what he did. He took two of the components and made a woman, and those two of the components are stronger. They exist in man. For example, the female sex hormones and the male sex hormones that help men to develop baritone voice, grow a mustache, and all of that. I hope you know that those hormones are in both sexes. Which of the female sex hormones can you find in a man? Which of you know? Is there a medical doctor here? Which of the male sex hormone, which of the male hormones can you find in a woman? Women have testosterone, but they have it in a very small version. That's exactly what God did here. Okay, those four faces, without much whatever, is the face of a lion and the face of a lamb. Some translation like King James sometimes will put calf there. What they are trying to show is that animal that is used for sacrifice, the lamb. So God has the face of a lion and the face of a lamb. That's one combination. The second combination is that he has the face of a man and the face of an angel. You will see it in verse 7. Now, some translation will give it to you this way. The face of a man and the face of a cherub. It's talking about an angel. That cherub's face looks like an eagle. It looks like an eagle. It has a pointed ending with eyes, So some translation, you also find the face of a man and the face of an eagle. Anywhere you see it. If you find some other translation, you will see a cherub, an angel. The face of a man and the face of an angel. The other one is the face of a lion and the face of a lamb or a calf. So if you combine them, you have the four dimensions of God. So God has that angelic spiritual dimension and has the human dimension. At the same way, God has that lion nature and has the lamb nature. You can divide manhood qualities into two major brackets. One will be the nature of a lion and the nature of a lamb. The lion's nature is where you find the king and where you find the warrior. The lamb nature is where you find a covenant brother. Like the one that laid his life for us on the cross. He said, no love is greater than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friends. A covenant brother. Somebody that can die for you, that will stand for you, defend you through thick and thin. And of course, the other side is the face of a lover. It's the same thing with womanhood. The two faces of God that is highly amplified in a woman is the face of an angel and the face of man. All of them are in men. All of them are in women. All of them are in both sexes. But women have these two major dimensions to them. They have that angelic nature, and they have what is called the feminine nature. If you're a woman and you're having problem with your marriage, let me give you, because tomorrow you're going to be going into this in details and see how it actually functions. Let me give you a secret. What we call fascinating womanhood. The type of woman that not only fascinates a man, but pulls out love and affection for him to his maximum capacity. Some of them are so able to do it that they can actually make men worship them. Every woman needs to be taught how to become a fascinating woman. How to become a new Eve, the new Eve. You know, Eve was so powerful that Adam knew that God said, don't eat this thing, but he still followed her. We're not teaching it to women so that you can use it to destroy men, but we're teaching it to women because the man already has an authority in the family. So if you don't understand how to function in your influence, you're going to lose out big time. You're going to have a lot of headaches in that marriage. God gave man authority and gave the woman influence. And this is how he constructed this power of influence. He built it on these two major pillars. When they break it fully for you, when you start discussing it, you will see that authentic womanhood also has four faces just like a man. But this is the summary of it. Two major. He made her like an angel and made her like a woman. Let me show you how it works. The angelic nature of a woman is what you find throughout the scripture. They describe it as virtue. A woman that has that, they call her a virtuous woman. Every man said, my angel. Say that word. When you call a woman my angel, and it's true, you mean it. What makes a woman a man's angel is not physical beauty. The scripture describes it as inward beauty. It calls her a virtuous woman. The scripture said that her price is far above rubies. No money can buy such a woman. One of the things you find in the scripture is that the scripture seems to indicate that such women are rare to find. One day I was talking to the Lord about it because I was trying to get, it's now time to get married. And I was a young man, in ministry. And then I started praying. I said, who can find a virtuous woman? I quoted that scripture. Her price is far above rubies. I said, Lord, for you to be saying who can find her, that means she's not easy to find. He said, yes. He said, but the purpose of the church as the institution God put on earth to help reconstruct human beings according to the original design is to multiply such people. People should not be looking for a virtuous woman. They should be able to walk into a congregation and find her. The problem we are having in today's world now is that many so-called institutions that stand in the name of Christ, as churches, don't even know their responsibilities. talk less of doing it. This drop in values, this drop, corruption of virtue, has also affected churches. And so even in churches, we are mass producing the fallen Eve. The one that can destroy a man just like this. There are qualities of a virtuous woman. The other side is the side of a woman that fascinates a man. What the side of virtue does, the angelic side, is that it provokes admiration, adoration, and sometimes something that looks like worship. It produces respect from a man. When a man sees a woman that is chaste, a woman that is meek, because virtue has to do with certain inward character that a lady has cultivated. The only thing physical about the angelic nature is the domestic side of a woman's life. That's the only physical thing. All the other ones are character qualities that she has. She understands men. When a man is around her, the man feels secured. He feels, I can trust this lady with my life. I know that she will never cheat on me. I know that she will stand by me. Such ladies are not there because of your money. They actually bring things to the table in a relationship. They bring a value you cannot find. Do you know that one faithful man cannot be bought with 10 million naira? Those who are in ministry and who own their own businesses and organizations will know what I'm talking about. One faithful person, one faithful staff, one faithful person. One unfaithful man can ruin an organization. And when we talk about faithfulness like in marriage, we're not just talking about sleeping around. No. Because once you fall in love, love creates vulnerability. Even strong men, even these ones that are in the occult, that woman in their life can destroy them. Because that's what love does. It brings the person. And the enemy within is more dangerous than 10 without. It's a chapter. Solomon had a relationship with about 1,000 women, and loved one woman. He met about 1,000 of them that he had a relationship with. And he wrote a chapter on the virtuous woman. According to him, he ended up finding one. And it was a black woman. And that one beat all those ladies he pursued all his life. She was from Ethiopia. Not the queen of Ethiopia. She also had a relationship with the queen of Ethiopia. That one came to see the wisdom of Solomon, and she ended up giving birth to a son for him, who ended up the king of Ethiopia, from where the Haile Selassie families came from. That's why they call themselves Lion of the tribe of Judah. They bear that title of David. That womanizer of a man, he had enough money to look after all those women, met one woman and bowed. And he took his pen and wrote. The wisdom of God opened up in him. He said, who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is above what money can buy. But the other side is this human side. The human side. Now, when you get to men, the human side is the image of a lover and a friend and all of that. But when you get to women, that human side is the image of femininity. Femininity. The girlish part of a woman. The soft part. It is that part that seduces. If she is not covered with virtue. If that part is uncovered, if you remove virtue, That is the angelic part. That part just becomes an unrestrained magnet. Because women are also designed in such a way that they can get men's attention. It's designed in such a way that when men look, I'm trying to remember that song. There's one song. I think it's P Square. This is Temptation. With a little confusion. Men, how many of you have faced that before? Temptation mixed with confusion. Is that other side? Is that other side? The side of femininity. The soft part. The childlike part. A lot of our ladies too don't even know how to cultivate that. Let me give these two advice. If you're a Christian woman, because it's expected that Christian women will cultivate inward beauty, virtue, good behavior, submissive to their husband and all of that, respectful to men. If you're a Christian woman and you have worked on your inside, pay attention to now the other side, the feminine side. In the name of being a Christian, don't become masculine. Sometimes in this prayer meeting where you are binding demons and squeezing your face, men want to see succulent face. They want to see faces that are treated well. They want to see the natural. Yeah. Because men also want a lady that they can call their baby. They want somebody they can pamper. Because if you try to change your husband, it doesn't work. Get that one from me. It doesn't work. You push him away from change. You go into marriage with that notion you're going to change the man, throw it into the trash can. You're going to create hellfire in your marriage. What you get from attempt to change a man is the destruction of the love and the affection he has for you. What pulls out that romantic energy from a man is the image of femininity. When they deal with the four faces of womanhood, you will meet that one. Is that image of femininity. To be, for example, sometimes, even when there's something heavy in the house, and you are strong enough. You know, some women are very strong. Oh, they can beat two men. I'm telling you. Oh, you haven't seen what we are seeing these days as a pastor? You know, we see a lot of things. We are doctors. We hear things that normally they don't tell other people. These days now, there are men coming that my wife is beating me. It's true. Women that beat men. What she has done is that she has taken the warrior's image of a man, taken the lion, instead of being the African queen that God created her to be. Yeah. So you don't have to be fine. You see, let me tell you ladies, the way people define beauty is different from the way we define it. A man can keep, of course, a mermaid in his house. You know what I mean by that? Can keep an angel in his house. And be going out with a girl that when you see, you say, what is wrong with this? How can this man have that woman that is so pretty from hair to nail, to toenail? And he's chasing that girl. Let me tell you what men call beauty. Femininity. Girlishness. That softness. That thing that makes her dependent. They call you to carry this thing. You just come, you do like this. John, come and help me. The men love it. That means you're showing that you need them. Start showing that you are too much. That you are independent. Men hate that independence. That's why they beat you. That's why they fight with you. They are supposed to. I wish every woman can end all this wahala in the home. You can end it. You can end it. That part of femininity melts the lion and reduces him to a little child. Do you know that men are babies? If you want to see that lion, you know what this feminine side does, that it pulls protection and provision out of a man. You want to protect her like egg. You want to give her anything. You want to care for her. That is the one that pulls the affection from the man. The other one is also important. It pulls deep respect. It pulls admiration. If you cultivate the two sides, because you are not designed to be, you are not yet in heaven now. You are to exhibit that angelic nature in the context of humanity. And you will have a heaven on earth. That's how God designed it. Your husband will be fond of you. He will always want to be around you. And it does not matter what has happened in a marriage relationship. Once you pay attention to what I'm talking about, the response you get from him changes. You become a fascinating woman, regaining the quality of the new Eve, who has been fixed within. When women are taught to exhibit that, no matter, I don't believe anybody is ugly. Everybody is designed with a unique, mold. God designed everybody specifically for your assignment. But even if there is somebody, such a thing as an ugly woman, she will marry first before the so-called beauty queen. Because what happens is that with beauty can only attract. It doesn't keep a man. When the man comes near, the character drives him away if he's not there. But if a woman is beautiful and she has also cultivated inward beauty, it makes all the difference. So most of the time, the one that men chase is the image of femininity. The one they want to marry is the image of an angel, the image of virtue. But when they marry the angel, they start crying for that feminine touch. That's why they can still have an affair. And then if they marry that feminine touch and the angel is not there, the marriage will have a lot of headache. Yeah, it will be wahala. Because some men have got that. She's cheeky, she's girlish, she has charm, she has all that. Cook, make house. You come, pant everywhere. Everything scattered everywhere. You come in, it's just an empty vessel. Whitewashed tomb. So it causes a lot of headache. And he starts regretting, that my girlfriend in school, or that other one I met, I could have married her. How did I make this mistake? That's how you hear some of them thinking that they made a mistake in marriage. But do you know the beautiful thing? All of these things can be cultivated. There's nobody that fell from heaven having them. It's all about nurture. The few things we come with, nature, is just about 25, maximum 30%. 70% of what we need to succeed in life is nurture. There are things we have to learn, things we have to cultivate to become who God has planned for us to be. God bless you.